you want to catch big moves like right here and right here by just spending like 30 minutes a day while other traders burn out staring at their screens for hours and hours, then listen up. In this video, you will learn everything you need to get started with swing trading. All the way from the basics like what is swing trading to some practical swing trading strategies that can make you money. But alright, so let's begin here by answering the very important question, what is swing trading? In order to make money swing trading, we of course need to know what swing trading is. And in very simple terms, swing trading means holding trades for a few days up to a few weeks. And the goal here is to catch the swings in the market. And when we have a market, imagine that we have an uptrend. We usually have a impulse move to the upside, then it pulls back. We have a new impulse move, then it pulls back, and so on and so on. And another word for this impulse move is actually swings. So what we swing traders try to do is that we try to catch these moves right here. There are, of course, within swing trading, multiple different trading strategies and so on, and we will actually talk about a few in this video. But this is basically what swing means. The next thing you need to know is that swing trading sits in between day trading, which is when you trade within the same day, and investing, which means that you hold for, I would say at least months, but many times you can hold for years if you are, investing. And this I pretty much already mentioned. You try to buy near a low point, sell near a high point. This, sounds very simple, but as you know, if you have been trading for a while, this is much harder to do in real markets. And in what markets can you use swing trading? Well, you can use it in crypto, Forex, stock markets. You can also trade commodities like, for example, gold and so on and so on. Swing trading basically works in any market. But now then, we already touched upon this, but it can be worth repeating, why do we call it swing trading? And the simple answer is because we aim to profit from price swings. And these are the up and down movements I showed earlier. And the name here reflects this sort of back and forth motion in the market. But all right, so now let's take a look at what are some key features of swing trading. Well, the first thing we need to take a look at is the swing trading time frames. As I said, what you usually do is that you hold from a few days to a few weeks, but then you might wonder, what are the actual time frames of the candles? Well, because we're holding for a few days to a few weeks, some of the most common time frames are actually the 4-hour, where every candlestick is 4 hours. You can also trade here on the daily time frame. I would say you can go down, probably all the way down to the 1-hour time frame, but if we go lower than the 1 hour, then we are starting to approach the day trading. And when we go higher than the daily, let's say you are on the weekly time frame, well, then we are almost in investing. So I would say around these time frames, it's not, these are not the only time frames you can use. For example, some traders use the 2-hour and so on, but I would say that these are the most common time frames. And now, what tools do swing traders use? Well, we focus here on technical analysis, and if you have been following my channel, you know that we have tons of technical analysis videos right here on the channel. We, for example, talk about chart patterns. And by the way, I will make sure to link my chart patterns course right here. Because in order to use swing trading effectively, it's not enough to watch a 15-minute video on YouTube. You need to dive deeper. So I highly recommend to check out that course on chart patterns. Another concept we use is support and resistance. We will actually use support and resistance in this video as well, but I will make sure to link my support and resistance course right here on YouTube, both in the video card and the description. So when you have the time, I recommend to watch both of these courses. Another thing is market fit, and we already mentioned this. It works well in stock, crypto, and Forex, pretty much all markets. But the next thing here is a little bit underrated in my opinion, and that is lifestyle. And one thing that I really like about swing trading, and if you didn't know, I'm actually mainly a swing trader, and this is because it doesn't require you to sit for hours and hours every single day like day trading does. When you day trade, you many times can't really leave the screen. You need to always do analysis, you need to be active. While swing trading, often it's enough to maybe spend, 30 minutes on market open, 30 minutes on market close, and sort of monitor your trades. You set up automatic stop losses and so on and so on. So swing trading is for many people a much better lifestyle choice. Maybe you have a family, maybe you have a normal 9 to 5 job, and so on and so on, right? So don't underestimate the lifestyle aspect. Last but not least, risk management is very important in swing trading. In swing trading, we even have things like overnight gaps and so on and so on. So once again, I do have a video on risk management. I highly recommend to check that video out, and that video will of course be linked in the video card and the description. But right, so now the time has come to take a look at some swing trading strategies. And let's actually begin here with momentum-based trading. So momentum-based trading is a very popular trading strategy, and if you want to dive even deeper into momentum, I once again have a video about that. But in short, what we want to do when it comes to momentum trading is trading assets that move quickly and in one direction. We want to catch these sort of momentum moves. I often talk about something called momentum candles, which is basically a candle that is 2 to 3 times or even more times larger compared to the previous candles. But we don't really have time to dive deep into that. But momentum trading is all about the price moving quickly. We want to ride the momentum until we get price action signals that it might slow down. Momentum is good during high volatility, and you can also use it to trade news. However, the risk here is that momentum can fade fast. When a market explodes to the upside, when it actually reverses, it can reverse very fast to the downside. So momentum trading maybe isn't the best strategy for beginners. It can be very effective and you can definitely learn it. But in this video, I want to focus on something else. So let's go here to the next trading strategy. And this right here is the trend following trading strategy. This right here is one of my favorite for beginners, and it's all about identifying a strong uptrend or downtrend. One very good thing about trading in general is that we can make money from the price going up and the price going down. And here we want to enter trades in the same direction as the trend. So if we are in an uptrend, we want to try to catch the moves here to the upside. Some traders focuses actually on shorting in downtrends. That might sound crazy, but some people make money that way, but that is a bit more advanced. What we in general want to do is that we want to use pullbacks or continuation signals to time entries. And this is best in clearly trending markets. The risk here is that the trend eventually reverses, and that is why it's important to use price action and market structure. We will talk more about that soon. But right, so now let's jump into TradingView and let's take a look at the example I showed you guys in the intro of this video. But real quick before we do that, if you for some reason haven't gotten started with TradingView yet, TradingView is the tool I use for all my technical analysis, all my fundamental analysis. This platform is only getting better and better, and I'm not just saying that. If you are using TradingView on your own, you can let me know down in the comments what you think about it. But what I wanted to say right now is that I do have a special link to TradingView. You can use that to try it out for free for 30 days. You can try premium for free for 30 days. And then if you later on decide that you want to upgrade and stay on the premium, you will get a $15 bonus. So check that link out if you want to. Definitely, don't do that if you don't want to. It's completely up to you, of course. But what I want to show you guys here is right now we're looking at gold on the daily time frame. Remember swing trading, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, most common time frames. What you can see here is that we are in a clear uptrend. How do we know that we are in an uptrend? Well, the price is printing higher highs and higher lows. So we have a low, high, low, high, low. Here, the high is just a little bit higher, and then we actually entered in a sort of consolidation phase right here. And this can happen in uptrends. You know, we can have an uptrend, the price goes sideways for a while, then the price continues. So here we saw a strong momentum move towards the upside, but the general trend is still up. So we know that the general trend here is up. So now we want to look out for a pullback. And a pullback is a short, a short move against the direction of the trend. So here we have an impulsive move, but then you can see that the price pulled back right here. And what we usually want to look out for here in pullbacks is some kind of either chart pattern or other market structure signal. If you don't really know what market structure is, it's super important to learn about, and I do have a full market structure course, so I will make sure to link it up in the video card and the description. But here, what we need to identify here is that we do have some sort of pullback. You could look at this as, you know, I would say you could definitely look at this as some sort of ascending triangle, right? Or you could also look at this as some sort of, you know, just flat pullback, something like this. In my opinion, it's not super important exactly if you see this as an ascending triangle or if you see this as a move towards, you know, the sideways. The main thing here is that we do identify that this is a pause after a momentum move. This is a pullback after a momentum move, because when we identify this pause, we can also identify when this pause ends. And in this example, it's super clear. We got a very nice breakout right here. So this was actually a potential entry for the next impulsive move, or in other words, to catch the next swing, right? We are swing trading. We want to catch these swings. However, and this is why I really like this example and why I'm using this example for this video as well, is that if we look a bit left here, you can see that we did have, you can see that the price actually got rejected right here. You can see a very clear reaction of the price right here. So the principle we can use is that in this case, we actually flip the previous resistance, we broke it, and we went down and tested it as support. So here you actually have two pretty solid entries. You could have tried to enter the retest right here, and as always, you always want to use price action. So for example, here we had a strong bullish engulfing, so this could have been an entry. You could set your stop loss below right here and use a risk to reward ratio, maybe taking profits right there, or you could wait for the breakout. So here you have two different entry ways to enter this pattern. And there's no way to say, you know, which one is the best really. It's mainly about your own sort of trading style and what works best for you. I always recommend to, before you dive into real markets, I recommend to use paper trading. That is when you trade with sort of fake money or practice money. And I do have a video about that as well, and I'll make sure to link that video. But alright, okay, so now I do have a few more trading strategies I want to talk about. We have the breakout and retest, and we have two more as well. But guys, this video is getting pretty long, so I think I will wrap at least up the section for you know, our normal YouTube audience. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and for, you know, our YouTube channel members, I will make sure to post this presentation so you can read about the other swing trading strategies as well. This will be available for all gold and diamond members right here on the YouTube community, and I do also have some more slides as well. But yeah, guys, if you want to support the channel while at the same time getting access to, exclusive videos, presentations like right here, you even get some nice emojis, and you will get priority replies from me. Please consider becoming a channel member by clicking join down below. And now, guys, in order to use swing trading effectively, you need to know about price action. So when you have the time, I highly recommend to check out this full course about price action next.